Guys, welcome to eMedical Global. This is Dr. Abdul Muttalib Khan once again, and today's topic is the ancient wisdom that modern science is finally catching up to. The Prophet's part to metabolic wellness. So, are you guys ready? What if I told you that 14 centuries ago, a man living in the Arabian desert had already solved the health crisis that's killing millions of us today? While we are spending billions on diet, programs, supplements, and medical treatments for diabetes, obesity, and heart diseases, there existed a complete blueprint for metabolic wellness, which was practiced and perfected over 1400 years ago. This isn't pseudoscience, this isn't wishful thinking. This is documented practice backed by modern research, and it's more relevant today than ever before. The prophecy that came true. The Prophet Muhammad made a startling prediction. He, foretold a time when humanity would have more food than ever before, yet people would suffer from diseases unknown to previous generations. Look around. He was right, isn't it? Today, we live in an era of unprecedented abundance of food. Everywhere you go, and food is delivered into your doors in minutes. Yet we are sick, isn't it? Today, over 422 million people worldwide have diabetes. Metabolic diseases are now the leading cause of death globally. One third of all adults suffer from metabolic syndrome. Staggering figures, isn't it? But here's what's truly remarkable. He didn't just warn us about the problem, he showed us even the solution. The three-finger revolution. Let me tell you about something so simple. You might dismiss it, but stay with me. The Prophet taught his followers to eat using three fingers. That is the thumb, index, and middle finger. Never the whole hand. Never, and he never rushed. Sounds like just table manners, isn't it? Wrong? Okay, modern science has discovered that this simple practice of using these three fingers is a masterclass in metabolic health. When you eat with three fingers, you automatically take smaller portions and you eat slow. And here's the crucial part. What happens? Normally it takes about 20 minutes for your brain to register that you are full. So by eating slowly with smaller bites, you give your body enough time to tell your brain that's enough. But before you've already overeaten, isn't it? Now study shows that mindful eating can reduce calorie intake of almost up to 15 to 20% without feeling of deprivation. This ancient practice prevents the rapid, large volume eating that drives insulin resistance and metabolic diseases. That's the major reasons. One simple habit, multiple metabolic benefits. Wow. So what is golden ratio? So let's understand what is golden ratio. Golden ratio is nothing but, let me share you, which might be actually the most powerful nutritional advice ever given to you. What is that? The Prophet said, it is sufficient for the son of the Adam to eat a few mouthfuls to keep him going. If he must fill his stomach, then 1/3 for the food, 1/3 for the water, and 1/3 for air. 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. Now, if you see the modern gastroenterologists have spent decades, studying optimal stomach capacity, and they have arrived at the exact same conclusion. When we overfill our stomachs, what happened? We trigger a cascade of metabolic problems. Excessive insulin release, that's number one. Too much food, impaired digestion, right? Then gastric distensions, gases and bloating. And over time, you develop insulin resistance, and that is the main problem for metabolic syndrome. So insulin resistance, the root cause, and you develop obesity, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, that's high cholesterol, PCOS, and fatty liver. They all fall under one root problem, one root cause, insulin resistance. But unfortunately, doctors, what they do? You got obesity, now Ozempic injections are there. So crazy. Type 2 diabetes, they add you one medication, two medication, third medication, and fourth, insulin. Then bye bye, tata. The main problem is insulin resistance, and you're giving insulins. Such a dangerous thing to do, isn't it? Third, hypertension. Come on, you got high blood sugars, high blood pressure, come on, take the pill. High cholesterol, take the pill. PCOS, come on, take hormonal therapy. Come on, these are all symptomatic cure. Understand? Don't be trapped. I mean, if doctors are watching this video, I'm telling them straightforward. Don't get trapped by the pharmaceutical version of treatment. They're not curing, they're just treatment, they're just managing it. So please, got it? So now, this was precise, isn't it? One third, one third, one third. So this practical guidance is now validated by science and a lot of gastroenterologists. A very important factor now, point we're going to discuss is the fasting. The fasting protocols now science has rediscovered, and a lot of doctors are now promoting intermittent fasting online. A lot of doctors are there, specialists in US and UK now, that they're fully on board of intermittent fasting. And the Prophet fasted every Monday and Thursday. And that was not randomly, not occasionally, not consistently. So twice a week. Okay? He was healthy, so twice a week fasting was, he has done that on a regular basis. And fast forward today, 2024, and intermittent fasting is being hailed a revolutionary discovery, to be very frank. This was, it says it's a revolutionary discovery, but actual researchers have found that fasting for 14 to 16 hours, which is like from morning down in dusk, for 14 to 16 hours, it triggers remarkable metabolic changes. Your body switches from burning glucose to burning fat, which produces ketones. That is another fuel which is required in your body, and that actually is a good fuel, better than the glucose. Like like hybrid cars, we are hybrid bodies, right? We use either glucose or ketone. So ketone is supposed to be good fuel, and which reduces inflammation of the body, which activates actually cellular cleanup processes, which is called autophagy, and dramatically it improves insulin sensitivity. So fasting, remember fasting, okay? But here's the key: twice weekly pattern is actually optimal. Daily fasting can disrupt hormones, but depends on person to person. We're talking about mostly people who are normal, who want to maintain a good metabolic health. This is a good protocol to have 2 days fasting in a week. But otherwise, people who are obese, we have different protocols for them when they come to a platform, and that protocol changes on weekly basis, because we are the real-time service provider. We don't believe in just giving you the meal plans, go bye-bye tata for 15-20 days or 1 month, coming back with no results or minimum results, because we want you to come off medications when you are suffering with any of the metabolic issues which I just mentioned. It's possible. So daily fasting actually can disrupt hormones. So we're not doing any daily fasting. That's how we understand the science, and that's how Nabi Karam Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has performed. He lived the life. So his life is life which we all has to copy, all have to calculate for better metabolic health. So coming back to the discussion now, infrequent fasting provides insufficient benefits, but twice a week, that's the sweet answer to the problems, metabolic issues. And the Prophet knew this 1400 years ago, isn't it? He was well updated, he was well aware, and he lived his life. He has predicted whatever he's predicted, it all has come true. And his life was exactly fits this current era, because he lived, he knew the end of times people will be having abundance of food, and there will be like catastrophic rise of it's like a pandemic of type 2 diabetes and metabolic disorders are on us. You see every third person, fourth person having either hypertension, like cholesterol, or diabetes. And people are obesity increasing, rise even in children. That's so shocking. Even we have now children coming to a platform where they are developing fatty livers. So back to our discussion, the of presence power of presence during the meals, that's very important. So in our modern world, what's happening? We eat while scrolling, we while driving, while watching TV, while working, and we just shovel food in without thinking. But the prophet did the opposite. He never ate while walking. He sat down properly for every meal. He began with a moment of mindfulness, focusing attention entirely on the food before him. And he rarely spoke while eating. Why does this matter? Does it goes as per the latest scientific um, research? Yes, yes, it goes very well with the latest scientific, and this is what is being encouraged now by function doctors who belong to functional medicine, and at our platform we encourage people to have a mindful eating, because when you focus on your food, that's when all the things which needed for the digestion to happen naturally and normally, things start to happen. Because when we eat in stress and we distracted state, our digestive system doesn't work, isn't it, properly? Now studies using MRI scans and hormones measurements show now that mindful eating reduces cortisol by up to 30%, reduces cortisol and improves nutrition absorption, decreases post-meal blood sugar spikes to almost 15 to 20%. So this simple practice of focusing on your food, sitting down, removing all the distractions from around you, it's not just respectful, it's metabolically essential also. It's not that you're respecting food, you're respecting your own body and your health at the same time. So that's very critical. Avoid all the distractions and feel the color and the texture of the food, and try to eat with the fingers. Three fingers is bingo. You're going to achieve whatever you desire. Trust me. Try to do this portion control. Okay. The next thing is sleep. Okay. The forgotten foundation, isn't it? Let's talk about something we all struggle with. That's all sleep. We all struggling. We have a lot of patients struggling with sleep, and they come to our program, and we help them reduce their insomnias, reduce their weights. These are all interlinked, you know. So profit, if you say, at a specific sleep pattern, needs to sleep by 9 to 10 p.m. That's it, and wake up for the midnight at around 2 to 3 a.m. and again sleep, do some prayers, and again he sleeps again. Then rises again just before the dawn for his morning prayers. He slept on his right side, if you see that. You know, he slept on his right side for benefits. He performed ablution just before washing the cool water. And you know what happens with ablution? You're washing yourself. And when you wash something with the cool water before bed, it's such relaxing, isn't it? He took another thing, was important thing about Nabi Karim about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was he used to take afternoon naps. Then modern sleep have discovered that this pattern is extraordinarily effective. Sleeping by 10 maximizes growth hormone release and melatonin production, which are both important. Growth hormone, which actually helps in regenerating our cells and body and organs on regular basis. We need that. When you go into deep sleep, that's when it gets released. And melatonin we need for a good sleep. So sleeping on your right, what happening? It reduces the acid reflexes by up to almost 40%, and it optimizes heart function. So sleep right, not on the left. Cool water before bed lowers body temperature, isn't it? And that is actually signaling in brain that okay, that's prepared to sleep now, go for a deep sleep. So almost 20 to 30 minute afternoon nap also can improve insulin sensitivity and cognitive function, and this has been practiced in a lot of countries. And like in the Middle East, people sleep in the afternoons in the naps, and in countries like Japan, in officially they give their employees some time to take an afternoon nap just to improve the productivity of the work what they are offering, the employees are offering. So every single element you see of sleep practice has been validated by the current modern research. But here's the scary part: just one night of poor sleep, you know, reduces insulin sensitivity by almost 30%. Yes, one night sleep, if you disturb, it can, affect your insulin sensitivity, and it can increase your hunger hormone. You try and see, if you're up for the night, you feel more hungry because your hunger hormone will release almost 28%, it releases more. So chronic sleep disruption is one of the most powerful drivers, I must say, of obesity, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, which is leading to all these problems that I just mentioned. The solution was demonstrated centuries ago by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who has not just come for one small segment of people, he has, because he was the last prophet, and he has come for the whole mankind. If we just implement one thing, whatever his habits, we just bring one habit a day, and I'm going to discuss a little bit on more on that. So what are we doing? Managing the invisible killer, stress. Is the invisible killer in our modern world, isn't it? Everybody is stressed out. Everybody is stressed out. So much of information, materialistic, so much of bombardment around us. Everybody is stressed out. And it's the invisible killer in our modern world. Correct. Chronic stress actually floods your body with so much of cortisol and adrenaline, and it promotes what it does. Cortisol, it accumulates, promotes fat storage around the belly, and drives insulin resistance and creates inflammation. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, lived through wars and persecution, loss, and immense responsibility. Yet those who knew him describe him as calm, centered, and trusting. His practice of 5 daily prayers, night prayers, constant remembrance of the divine, and deep trust in God's wisdom created a framework for consistent stress interruption. Modern neuroscience shows that these practices reduce activity in the amygdala, the brain's stress center, and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting healing and balance. So this isn't just spiritual practice, it's a neurological intervention. So why this matters? Now, let me bring this home. We are facing a global health catastrophe today. Diabetes, obesity, heart disease, metabolic syndromes, like mental health diseases, like autoimmune disorders, and they're all destroying lives, bankrupting healthcare everywhere, systems, and stealing our futures. Because our healthcare at the first place was founded, the current conventional modern medicine was founded on a basis of pharmacology, basis of chemical, basis of symptomatic approach, just symptom focus, symptom focus. Nobody talks, nobody discusses about the insulin resistance, like reversing this insulin. It is hard work, but people doesn't want to do that. People are just used to quick fixes, isn't it? So healthcare and what we are looking for solutions actually in all the wrong places, isn't it? Expensive medications with side effects, restrictive diets that nobody can maintain, complicated protocols that require willpower, and which most of us don't have, unfortunately. But meanwhile, there's a complete, holistic, sustainable approach that's been practiced successfully for 14 centuries. It addresses every aspect of metabolic health, simultaneously eating patterns that optimize insulin sensitivity, fasting that activates cellular repair, sleep habits that support hormonal balance, stress management that reduces inflammation. This isn't about religion, though for Muslims, it's a profound act of faith. This is about evidence based lifestyle medicine that anyone can implement, regardless of your belief. Either you're Christian, either Jew, regardless of your belief, this can be implemented in our life. So here's my challenge to you, know. What is my challenge? Whether you're Muslim or not, religious or skeptical or curious, try one practice, just one. Eat until you are 70% full instead of stuffed. Instead, fast one day this week from sunrise to sunset. Put your phone away during meals and actually taste your food. Go to the bed by 10 p.m. tonight and take a 20-minute afternoon nap on daily basis. Pick one thing and do it consistently for 2 weeks. Pick only one, which I just mentioned, and you'll see what will happen. You will see miracles coming into you. Because here's what I have witnessed as a physician, as a holistic physician. People reversing diabetes, losing significant weight. We have so many examples because we have professors, we have doctors, we have specialists who have they send their children refer to us. How come specialists sending the children to us? Because they know it. They don't have root cause approach, they have symptomatic approach, isn't it? So we have specialists sending their kids to us, we have professors joining us, we have engineers with us, we have doctors with us, and they're all coming to us and achieving amazing results, reversing the diseases, losing significant weight normally, normalizing the blood pressure, bringing them off medications, hypertensive medications as well. They're restoring their metabolic health, not through medication, right? Or extreme, but through these simple ancient practices which we have clubbed along with evidence-based science coming in from Harvard, coming in from other big universities around the world, and some portion from Ayurveda as well. So we have mixed it well, and we are offering, and we're getting wonderful results. And every person who comes to us, they get benefit. Out of 10 symptoms they bring to us, we help them. I can say almost 95-98% they feel better, and most of them are 100%, but other percentage is almost 95 to 98%. I think wonderful results we are getting. Try, but there's a hard work with our thing. There's no quick fixes here. So yeah, but we'll encourage you, we'll support you how to do that. It's not that hard also, to be very frank. But we need people to realize that you can do wonders by just changing your lifestyle. So what was the wisdom all along? The science is just catching up. This wisdom was there, isn't it? All along. But science is just catching up. 1400 years old, back, Nabi Kalam Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did it. It practically showed it how to eat, how to sleep, like what to eat, like when not to eat, right? How to manage stress. Everything he showed us. The question is, will you? The question is, will you do that? Will you do that? That's the big question, isn't it? So 14 centuries ago, in the desert of Arabia, a man called Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, demonstrated a way of living that protected against diseases his society has never ever seen. He ate mindfully with 3 fingers. He left 1/3 of his stomach empty. He fasted twice a week. He slept early and rose early. He managed stress through spiritual practices. Today, as we face the greatest health crisis in human history, the same blueprint which was created 14 years back offers us a path forward. Not someday, not when you're ready, not after one more failed diet. Today implement this. Today bring this into your life. The path of metabolic wellness isn't complicated to verifying. It's not expensive also. It's not restrictive. It's not expensive like surgeries or medications. It's not expensive. It's all you need is just changing your own self. and we will guide you, we will tell you how to do that. So, ancient wisdom validated by modern science, waiting for you to take the first step. What will you choose? Now, what will you choose after hearing all this? Tell me. I'll tell you very important. The most beloved of these are those that are most consistent, even if they are few. So take small steps, be consistent, and then transform your health. Keep watching Imedicard Global and kindly forward this to people who are struggling with metabolic disorders. And don't forget to ask your doctor in your next visit, why? Why having this pain in my head, or why I have this disease? What is the root causes of the diseases which I'm suffering with? So kindly ask questions. Don't be a dumb, don't be a sheep, don't just follow what 100 people are following. Try to understand. Try to work on yourself. There's a better way, there's a good way, there's a holistic way to achieve a disease-free life. Thank you for watching. Welcome to eMedical Global. Kindly share this video to family and friends. Thank you so much.